Jessie, have you ever noticed how the harder some people work, the more energy they seem to find?
Personally, I never have, no.
For Dr. Gonzalez. Anything urgent?
Well, no leaks in the storage room, if that's what you mean.
Yes, we must all say our prayers.
Oh, hail, girls. Here comes the chief of staff. Woo!
Thank you for your most warm welcome, but after yesterday, my days here may be very numbered.
Why? I thought you handled everything absolutely beautifully.
Oh, that is very nice bipartisan support. However, I really owe it to my super staff. Really
Well, then let's hear it for us, super staff.
do. Yay!
What has gotten into her?
The harder she works, the more energy she has.
Oh.
Pass. Free for lunch.
No, actually, I have a date for lunch.
Oh, is this some new flame that I don't know about?
No, it's Edward Quartermain and our daughter.
Laura?
No, Dolores, the one I never told you about. Of course it's Laura.
What's it all about?
Edward said something about a friendly lunch in circumstances.
What do you mean in circumstances?
I don't know. I have no idea. I think lunch is to tell me what they are.
Dr. Rick Weber to CICU, stat.
Fill me in later.
You'll get the gory details.
CICU, stat.
What are you staring about? What is this? A person cannot take a momentary pause, a little respite from the day's labors, a little moment of peace and quiet in the midst of...
Okay, old buddy. I'm gonna do my best to get you off that damn yacht. If I can't, I'll take you out of your misery. Quickly and painlessly.
Hey, morning, Joe.
Hi, Lee.
So how's my right hand doing?
I'm late again, and I'm damn sorry.
Well, that's no problem. Now, come on. We've been over that. You know that your hours here are flexible.
I appreciate it, believe me. I'm just hoping that I can get on a regular basis soon. I promise I'll try.
If you can even put in 10 minutes a day, it helps. You know, we've lined up 3 cases from that auto accident yesterday.
Oh, you've been chasing ambulances again, Counselor?
Come on, they're chasing me.
Business is booming, huh?
Well, of course, ever since you have joined this firm no longer lacks confidence, and that always brings people in.
Well, I'm glad to be of help.
Very seriously, Joe, I was just thinking this morning what a relief it is for me to have Scotty's old desk occupied again. I didn't realize how heavily that empty chair was weighing on my mind.
Yeah, that can get on your mind.
Would I be mistaken in saying that there's something on your mind this morning also?
Meetings with Rick Weber and Bert Ramsey.
What about?
Discussing the nature of criminal insanity.
And Rick representing the medical view and Bert taking the...
Prosecutor, yeah. I didn't really learn anything I didn't already know. The psychiatric exams are lengthy and involved. The defendant has to be able to take part in his own defense.
Yes. Or you plead him not guilty by reason of insanity.
And leave it up to the mercy of a jury.
Well, I've been involved in a few, Joe, and they are very difficult procedures. They can take months. Hell, they can take years. And they're very difficult to predict the outcome. Usually depends on the jury.
And the defendant?
Yes. And Heather will make a very beautiful and compelling figure on that witness stand. And it is Heather we're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, the thing has been on my mind day and night.
Hey, come on now. You can't let that kind of thing tear you apart.
I can't help it. I am just too damn involved.
Well, it is tough when you know the suspect personally, but, Joe, that can cloud your judgment.
Oh, come on, tell me about it. I haven't put all of my energies into proving that this woman cold-bloodedly murdered Diana Taylor, and now I am faced with a possible trial with criminal insanity as the issue, and it is driving me right up a wall.
Well, at least you care, Joe. And you're willing to seek out the fair answer.
The truth. The truth is all I want.
All right, you're going to find it now. You've been working hard. I just still find it difficult to believe the whole thing ever happened.
You were a good friend of Diana's, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. That's why I was asked to handle the adoption procedures for PJ, or Steve and Lars.
Which she was, wasn't she? She was worried just before she was murdered.
With Diana? Well, she was convinced that Heather was going to get it. After
In
it.
spite of the fact that Heather was behind bars in a sanitarium?
She knew what Heather was capable of doing, Joe.
And nobody believed her.
No. Including myself. And I'll never forgive myself for doubting that lady. She knew that PJ was Heather's child. She was scared to death Heather was going to find out.
Do you think Heather was capable of murdering Diana?
Well, I'm not an expert in, mental disorders, but yes, I do.
Why?
Well, I'd seen what she could do in the past. And that, combined with her taking the LSD by mistake, that made her very lethal.
You see, I'm not so convinced about all this retention of LSD in the bloodstream.
Well, that's right, Joe. It's very difficult to prove. But she did have the motivation to do it.
It was premeditated.
Yeah. But that does not make her legally responsible for the act, you know.
Temporary insanity?
Yeah, or permanent insanity. Either way, she's going to be put in an asylum with very little hope of ever getting out.
And I will be the one guilty of putting her in there.
Well, Joe, you have to follow your convictions. I can't tell you what to do. But remember, in our profession, we have a responsibility to the truth above all other things.
Including our emotions.
Especially our emotions.
Did that brighten your morning?
Yes, it has.
A long night, I see.
Where do you see that?
Oh, I see it in your eyes.
Luke Spencer, kept us up all night.
Oh, I see. He didn't talk?
Endlessly, but he didn't say a word about what the Ice Princess was. And I'm afraid that the truth serum didn't work as I had hoped to.
So where does that leave us? If he didn't talk under that strong drug, then how could we...
We have
find...
other methods. My men are experts.
Torture?
A vulgar term. No, I prefer to call it physical persuasion.
You know you're running the risk of killing him.
Like I said, Alex, my men are experts. They can bring a person to the edge of death over and over with no permanent damage.
I'm afraid I'll believe that when I see it.
What do you mean? Am I overlooking something?
Well, as a matter of fact, Edward and I anticipated this difficulty with Luke. Are you forgetting about the frame-up of Laura Baldwin?
What good would that do to us? Laura Baldwin probably doesn't know anything about the Ice Princess.
No. You don't understand. You don't understand. Luke's only weak spot is Laura Baldwin. And if he thinks she's in danger, then he is going to talk to save her.
I thought so once, too. But it's too complicated. My method is much simpler.
Tony, listen to me. Listen to me. Now, you and I both know if Luke dies before talking, he is going to take the secret of the location of that statue with him to his grave.
Do you honestly believe that you can get through to Luke with using a silly plot like love?
Well, it got through to you now, didn't it?
You're wrong. It was me that got through to you that way.
And it's going to get through to Luke Spencer.
I don't know. I think it's a waste of time.
But, my love, what have we got to lose? Now, he would do anything to save Laura. He would do anything.
And how long will it take to provide this plan, or this frame-up, as you call it?
It's already in the starting gate. All we have to do is drop the flag. You did what? You
dined? Yes, this morning.
Now, ladies, this is supposed to be a friendly lunch.
Right. Okay. Might one ask why?
Well, it was a conflict of personalities, Mother.
Now, this lunch is to thank Laura for all the fine work that she's done for ELQ. Now, especially the extras like, well, errands, shopping, putting up with undesirable types. She has been a model employee.
Thank you very much, Mr. Quartermain, and I appreciate all that you've done for me.
Well, I must say, it all sounds terribly friendly, which does make one wonder why you would want to leave or why you would let her.
Well, I tried to talk her out of it, Lesley, but you know, she's very insistent.
I don't understand any of this.
Why don't we discuss it later, in private?
That is a good idea. Now, there's enough talk on this depressing subject. After all, it isn't often that I have a chance to have lunch with two such beautiful ladies, and I want this to be a very special occasion. All right, now, how about a nice bottle of Chablis for starters?
It's fine with me. I don't have to go back to work. Yes, well, I won't have any. I do.
Excuse me, there's a telephone call for you, Mr. Quartermain.
Oh, thank you. Excuse me a moment, ladies.
Of course. Okay, something's going on here. What?
I told you.
Well, pardon me, madam, if I don't really buy it. You who have worked as hard as you have to get your life in some kind of order, you who have grown up so much, don't get along with somebody and quit your job? That doesn't even make sense.
Mother, I have other things to do right now.
What things? What more important things?
Look, you wouldn't understand.
Try me.
I'm sorry, but I can't explain it right now.
Laura Weber Baldwin, I thought we were never going to have secrets from each other again.
Look, Mother, I didn't want to have this lunch. Edward did, and I'm sorry that I put you in an awkward position.
I don't care about the position. I care about you.
Well, I can take care of myself.
Sometimes, my dear, I begin to wonder.
Mother, I'm sorry.
Okay, fine, fine. What does Luke think about your quitting?
Luke has nothing to do with this.
Uh-huh. I don't know that I really believe that either.
He doesn't even know.
He doesn't?
No.
He really doesn't?
Look,
No.
this conversation is absolutely pointless, all right? And I have a lot of things to do, so if you'll excuse me.
Laura.
Where's Laura off to? The ladies' room?
She left.
Why?
I was foolish enough to bring up Luke and, nothing. Wish I could have some of that wine right now.
Well,
I hate this sort of thing.
What?
You are setting me up for a big joke.
Now. Why on earth would I want to do that?
Probably so you can laugh at me.
No, I never laugh at you. No, you have been laughing at me all morning.
Oh, well, that's a woman's prerogative. And besides, I don't believe that you know as much about rock music as you say you do.
Oh, you want me to prove it, huh?
Oh, yes, I do. You see, I have this image of you. And I just get the feeling that you're just a little bit too highbrow to get into anything as common as rock music.
That hurt.
And suffer. Or prove me wrong.
You know, there are a lot of rock and rollers who are well educated.
Name one.
Chris Christopherson.
He's a movie star.
No, he was, started out as a songwriter. He wrote Me and Bobby McGee.
The Joplin song?
Yeah, he's a Rhodes Scholar, too.
You mean a Rhodes Scholar?
Oh.
Sorry.
R-H-O-D-E-S, Rhodes. James Taylor went to Harvard. Paul McCartney's a straight-A student. Not to mention Jeff Beck, Tom Scott, Dave Van Ronk.
Okay, so big deal. What does it prove?
Well, you can still enjoy rock and roll even though you have an education.
Just like you, huh?
Just like me. You enjoy music on all the different levels it's created on, like classical, rock, jazz, soul. They all owe something to one another.
Okay. I'm impressed. A little. But you still haven't told me what the big surprise is.
Right. Well, I wanted to make sure you were ready.
Oh, is that why we're having a crash course in music?
Exactly.